Guys, this is Georgia. We are in Georgia. Guys, this is a country that I've wanted to visit for many years. I have literally just arrived yesterday in the evening at, let's say, night hours. I haven't seen anything of the city yet, other than what I see here from the beautiful balcony, and I think this is going to be really an interesting one. It's going to be a video series of a couple of videos. We're going to talk about Georgia from a perspective of traveling here, of maybe having it as a bit of a base to spend a couple of weeks or months, maybe even for some people, like, you know, making it a permanent base. I think it's really interesting, probably in terms of the cost, in terms of everything else, but we are about to find that out today. So nice and sunny. The old town is somewhere there. A taxi should roll up any moment. Later I'm also going to show you where I'm staying, and I think towards the end of the video we're going to head into the mountains, because I think that is what Georgia is a lot about, the nature here. It's not a big country, but I think we're gonna like it. So first impression, join me. Okay guys, but before we hop into Georgia, you see, on the channel we talk about building a life of freedom around the world. So living wherever you are, traveling wherever you want. And one big thing that has been kind of an issue is finding an insurance that covers all of that. This is where Safety Wing Nomad Health comes in. So Safety Wing has recently launched a comprehensive health insurance plan that provides coverage for your medical needs globally. So it means you can see doctors while traveling internationally for your preventative and routine healthcare services. So that is different from, let's say, the emergency insurance from Safety Wing that I've mentioned here before. So basically you get full coverage in 175 different countries, including your home country. You are insured every year for up to $1.5 million. And next to just routine healthcare treatments, they're even offering things like mental health coverage, wellness benefits, and so much more. And of course, they have a support in all time zones, 24/7. They are available in case something happens. Okay guys, so this insurance is really a game changer for people that are living remotely or wanting to do so. Live anywhere you want, travel anywhere you want, really got a world to see style. So make sure to check out the Nomad Health insurance down below. The price is also very competitive, so I think it's one of the best options out there. With that, let's hop into Georgia. Okay guys, we just got out of the car. My mission is always, when I come to a new country, I want to make sure to have the camera with me when I'm heading into the city. I have absolutely, let's say, not seen really anything yet, so we're fairly central. Slowly we're going to be walking into the old town where I'm staying, is actually close by. But yeah, hitting the streets, to me, first of all, Tbilisi, capital city. On the one side they have their own local language with their own actually writing, so I don't understand anything, but a lot, maybe even to some extent you can say most people, especially let's say the older generation, speaks Russian, so you hear a lot of Russian on the street, which I happen to speak quite all right. Yeah. And I just want to take you along a little bit on the first feeling of how this city is. For me, it was always very interesting. Georgia is on one side easy to come to with the visa requirements. Most people with most passports, especially like European Western passports, can stay here for 1 year completely visa free. So there's also a lot of people from a perspective of, let's say, remote living coming here. Some people are. So just got my hands on some local lari. That is the 100, that is the 10, that's 20 here, so that is the local mula, dinero. Now we can partake in the economical activities of this fine land. As I'm just walking through the streets, these like little markets, reminds me a bit of Ukraine, but still with its own flavor. Seriously. Oh, look at that. There's some hot Georgian, very cute Georgian chicks. Oopsie. Look at that, guys. These little ducks, I think. court case. And right now that's where we're walking around and I'm like yelling in English on the street, but still, I guess they recognize me for one of theirs, which is nice. Lots of shisha on the street. Just marked it on a map, might be back. And Old Town, I think, stretches really far because I'm gonna walk right now for pretty much half an hour to the famous bridge, to the famous site. So here we are approaching one of, let's say, the iconic symbols of the city. The Bridge of Peace. A really interesting structure over the lake. So the lake is kind of like rounding up the city in a way. I'm seeing the old town in the back here. The place truly looks, yeah, quite magical, but still like a nice, super interesting mix of historical and modern. So let's get up here. This is pretty much how I hope Tbilisi would be. It does have this like touch of like, it feels like a fairy tale city with so many historical buildings, yet they also have a couple of nice, very modern skyscrapers. The city so far very clean, and I'm definitely lucky with the weather today as well. And yeah, here we are on the Bridge of Peace. Around a 10-minute walk from the old town. Let's get a little bit into the, let's say, accommodation section of today's video. I've heard that Georgia is really famous for a lot of creative, let's say, concepts, be it restaurants, be it hotels. And when I saw this thing, I was like, wow, this is truly something. So this is the building. As I said, we're still in a really good location. I walked pretty much from the old town 10-15 minutes to here. This is called the Folk Hotel, and basically inside there's kind of like costumes, really traditional Georgian historical, but like super boutique, super nice. Let me take you in, show you the room real quick. So I have to tell you guys, I really love their staircase here. So here you have these little I mean, at the end of the day, it's a light. Okay guys, to give you an idea of the living situation, very decent size room. Slept one night here already, very comfortable bed. Here you can store your stuff. The hotel itself is beautiful inside. The architecture is extremely unique, but we're ending up on the balcony with a bathtub. So the Folk Hotel, I have to tell you, the first couple of days in Georgia, I'm already starting to understand that in terms of, let's say, hospitality, different hotel concepts, restaurants, their food is amazing. You're gonna see that very soon. This really was, let's say, the first little glimpse of Tbilisi. There's gonna be a full video where I'm just gonna take you along on pretty much more or less everything I'm gonna be doing here during the week. Check it out, maybe it's already online, but for now, that was really important for me. I came here for the mountains, I came here for the wine, for the hinkali, the food, and I would say there's only one right way to do it. To go into the mountains, visit a local family, one of the nicest, let's say, chateau guest houses I've ever stayed, the view there. Let me take you along into, let's say, the mountains of Georgia, a couple of hours of drive away from here, the Chateau Iveri. Well guys, I don't drink wine too often, but when I do, I have to tell you. So we are right now in Georgia, we're in the mountains. Probably this is the reason why I wanted to visit this country in the first place. So around like an hour drive from Batumi, a couple hours of drive from Tbilisi. I have to tell you, a couple days into Georgia, this is one of my favorite places in terms of this setting, probably of all time. So Chateau Iveri, it's kind of like a nice, let's say, kind of like really cool guest house. We're in the mountains, we're seeing nature, and I think for today, a little bit in this part of the video, I want to take you along a little bit on the experience. We're gonna try some real local Georgian food. So The thing that really caught me about this place is that they do everything locally and organically. So within the community, they get all the different meats, all the different ingredients. They're doing their own wine on site. And I would say, actually, let's get it. As I said, not drinking wine often, maybe a couple of times a year. This is some of the best I've ever had. And yeah, today, let me give you a little bit tour of around here. I have to tell you, the highlight is the room. Maybe you have seen it already. And just this setting, guys, this is Georgia. Okay guys, so to take you in on, first of all, what absolutely blew me away, I came to Georgia thinking, hey, I want to check out Tbilisi, but I also want to see a little bit the mountains, the nature of this country, and yeah, this is pretty much the room we're looking at. It's kind of like a really nice corner unit, nice big bed, but obviously the heart of this thing is the bathtub. So basically we're looking outside of the window, we're seeing the lake flowing, you even kind of hear it being inside here. I don't know if it's always that peaceful, but this place, I'm telling you, so during the day maybe you hear something, but when it gets a little bit later, the birds are chirping, and it's also a super functional place. So overall, we're gonna be staying here for 3 days. The first day, here is the table, got the laptop up, put all the stuff down there. Guys, like, you know, it's one of those moments when you look out of this window. This is truly one of these places where while you are here, you're kind of blown away, you appreciate it, but when you take a photo, when you take a video, you're like, is this place even real? And overall, the whole guest house is not like it's like a super, like whatever, like fancy or luxury thing. It's like really family owned, really authentic. And the coolest thing really is, like, let's say, it's a truly Georgian experience, and we're gonna find that out right now. We're gonna go down to dinner. So guys, basically I have been outed here that I speak Russian, so now we're speaking Russian with the staff, but you know, it's a good opportunity for me to practice as well with somebody else other than my mom. So that is received. The Georgian chicken, it's still like bubbling up there, amazing. So basically I would say this is very hot, don't touch it. Okay guys, I would say let's start eating. I'm super hungry, only had breakfast today. So the first dish, I forgot how it's called. Chicken, how's the chicken dish called? Shkmeruli. Shkmeruli. So shkmeruli, Georgian chicken in some cream sauce. The moment they brought it, it was still kind of like broiling in there. So I have a little chicken leg, meat heavy. The Georgian salad, I've tried it in a local restaurant in Batumi. At first I was resisting. I was like, nah, I'm usually not really a fan of salads in this area, too heavy. It's with walnut, tomatoes, cucumbers. I have to tell you, it's actually really good. So I'm super excited to try. So I'm gonna be digging into the meat here, but the highlight of the evening should be still on the way. See you in a second. Okay, let's try this as well. No, keep it around, keep it around. Here. Beef. Do you think it's spicy? Yeah?
Я просила немножко.
Немножко? Okay. We want very spicy. I've been around. Tak. Guys, Georgia has some of the best beef I've ever had the past 3 days. I probably ate a whole cow. If not, we will get there during our visit, but seriously. Yeah, let's wait for the hinkali. Okay. Well, the moment has come. This is what this country is famous for. The Georgian hinkali. This is super homemade. I have been advised there's a certain way to eat them. So I've been educated about my absolute ignorance when it comes to this. So you don't cut them open, you don't do nothing, you grab them by the top here, and then okay. Alright. We will see each other tomorrow morning. And so it is the next morning right now here at Chateau Iveri. Let me say it like that. 3 nights in total. I think this is one of those places where it doesn't matter the weather when you come here. So one sunny day. It was very nice. I'm very happy I picked up the camera that night, even though that wine was kicking a bit in the evening. And speaking of wine, actually, I think I've mentioned it before, they're doing everything locally here. So they have their own winery next door. And also, next to the dinner you have seen yesterday, the next evening what you see here are the remains of another Georgian dinner that I was like, hey, it's kind of raining outside. I feel like living inside of a viewpoint right now, so hey, let's take up the food upstairs. It was absolutely magical here, so really doesn't matter the weather. Even if it's cloudy, I think it has maybe even a bit more of a special vibe, but yeah, super peaceful experience. 3 nights, Chateau Iveri. I'll make sure to leave it down below in the description. I think if you're coming to Georgia, Tbilisi probably is, let's say, the heart of the country, but to go into the mountains to see the nature, but I think this is really what this place is about in many ways. So 3 nights here. I think 2 nights is perfect. 3 nights if you really want to, like, let's say, chill, but just stopping by for a day, or even I think downstairs the restaurants is open just like as a regular restaurant. It's a bit hard to find. On the main road there's kind of like a big sign. It was a bit tricky at first, but if you keep your eyes open for the sign, Chateau Iveri. And so guys, with that we're kicking off a little Georgia video. Make sure we're focused. And so with that guys, we're kicking off a little... What's wrong with me today? Come on. And so with that guys, we're kicking off a little Georgia video series. As I said, I wanted to visit this country for such a long time because a lot of my travels is connected to the idea of building a life of freedom around the world. When I come to a city, I look at, let's say, I feel out the energy. I look at people's body language. I look at different industries. What is happening in the city? Could I imagine living here? What are the pros and cons? If I don't like it, what type of person maybe could? Or generally, my optimal idea is kind of like living around multiple locations throughout the year. But as of right now, I'm on a mission to scout. Like, it has been at this point over 50 countries in the last 5 years of doing, let's say, these videos. And that's what Got a World to See stands for, building a life of freedom around the world. And Georgia is just a country that offers a lot. I think the value you get for your money here on the one side, on the other side, in terms of, let's say, coming here, staying here, it's pretty easy with most passports to do that. And that's what always intrigued me. And so far I have to say, it doesn't disappoint. We're gonna be diving much deeper. I'm gonna actually also have my mom visit here, so it's gonna be a couple of personal as well as informational vlogs. Georgia, well, stay tuned for the next couple of videos. If you're new here, join me on Instagram as well to see where I am right now. Is the best way to keep in touch. Danny Def. And well, you too. Got a world to see.